Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to show and tell number 52. I did double check the numbers this time. We're really at 52. This week's been a sick week. You'll hear it in my voice. I'm sure it'll come and go. I'm filming 3 videos today, so I'm sure there's going to be some nonsense that I have to pause it for, or my voice is going to start going, or I'm going to start sounding really hoarse, or something gross is going to happen. But it was definitely a cold. It wasn't one of those colds where it feels like a flu. Just very gross the whole time. So I spent a lot of time sitting at my desk this past weekend, working on simple projects, just cranking them out as fast as possible. Starting to look a little indecent there when my undershirt slid down. I still haven't quite gotten the filming height right. I really need a beefier stand for my camera is what I need. And I need a taller stand regardless, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. I'm still constantly playing in my hair. It feels so good. The other night, I just blow dried it, and I keep trying to explain how my hairstylist cuts are just magic. Her coloring and everything else is great. Like, don't get me wrong, but her haircuts are phenomenal. So I just keep pulling my fingers through it and playing with it, and I hit it with a little bit of a styling wand this morning and kind of flipped the ends around, but you pull it over here and, it's still layered and cute, and I could do just about anything with it. Playing with that style. Anyway. So I got a lot of stuff done this week, to be honest, but it's a lot of little things. I felt so. On Saturday and Sunday, I sat at the computer most of the day watching YouTube videos, getting caught up on everybody else's stuff, or trying to. I'm subscribed on this channel, or with this account, to like 150 channels. And it's so hard to stay caught up on everybody, but I'm trying to stay caught up. Let's see. There's something else I was gonna. Yes, I'm treating myself to a diet soda. I just got back from the grocery store. I finally made it out there to get food. Food is important. So let's dive into the projects. I used Mama Kayla's Yarn Bingo to give me some inspiration for some smaller projects. So that's the next video I'm going to try to film, is my Yarn Bingo video. All right. And I feel like I'm forgetting something in here still. So I went to my Worsted Weight scrap bucket, and I did do these in acrylic. I've got a couple acrylic cup cozies. They work out just fine. I mean, they are what they are. So these are the style that just slides over like your takeaway cup. If there's a pattern for anything, I will link it down below. If not, there isn't a pattern for it. This is just a front post, back post. This one I think there's a pattern for this one. This is just front post, back post, and it's very stretchy. I wish I'd brought my mug down here. I've got a ceramic handleless mug. And this is another front post, back post, and this is using, actually, some more of the leftover spun colors, so if you're wondering how on a smaller project that works up. And once again, I messed up my seam area. There's a little tab down here. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. So I made a mug rug. This is using the linen stitch, and I just kind of bordered it so it lays flat. It does actually lay flat, but I shoved it in this bag, so now it's all wonkadoozle. But it's just the linen stitch crocheted. I use sugar and cream and mud ombre, and I had leftovers from that, so I made a couple of face scrubbies. And these, there's a pattern for these, and I'll link that. So when you finish these, all of mine ripple like this, but the moment you wet them, they lay flat. So, I mean, I wouldn't say you have to block them, but dry flat and they'll stay flat. I'm trying to like save the more difficult things to talk about for later. So there's not a pattern for these, but I did do 2 coasters. And I'll discuss these a little bit more in my yarn bingo video, but 2 little cotton heart-shaped coasters. This is using Premier Home and Pastel Rose. And then I have 2 trivets. So they're not really, they're not coasters, but they're not placemats. They're somewhere in between. Troy and I eat in the living room a lot, and I don't like putting hot plates down, even on the glass tops on our living room tables. So I made these. I've been using a lot of my fold over pot holders for that. So I thought it'd be kind of cute to have something for Valentine's Day. And since there's only 2 of us, I just made 2 coasters and 2 little pink trivets. But these use a Sarah Satch pattern, and I will leave that link down below. Hers is a pumpkin, so I just stopped around early. I didn't go in like and do like the stem and all that stuff. I just did the circle part. It seems like I did do the pumpkin back in the fall, but I'm not entirely sure, or if I may have made these as washcloths. I've used that pattern before. It's a really, really nice, just basic circular pattern, and I thought it makes some really nice trivets for the next couple weeks. And that's my easy stuff. So I continued after I did my hat and cowl set with Premier Bloom. I did continue to work with the bloom. I made some, well, let's start with the hat. So I crocheted a hat, and it is huge. But I mean, it's super cute. I mean, it looks ridiculous on its own, but it is super cute on. And if you have more hair, like I just did, where you can kind of like floof this a little bit with your hair, like, that's pretty awesome. This is my own hat pattern. I kind of wrote out in my notes, in my notebook, what I did, but basically what I did is I took the circle for my hat, went out to 120. This is a DK weight. I used a size G hook. I went out to 120 stitches for my size head, and then worked flat until it hit me about right here. I decreased, I start with 10 stitches in the center. I decreased 10, work 2 rows, decrease 10, work 2 rows, decrease 10. And I think I took it down to 90, 90 stitches, but it's whatever, you know, actually fits my head. A standard size half double hat, whatever would fit my head in this stitch. I mean, you can see it fits like a regular beanie through here. All of this is worked in half doubles, and then I came through and did the camel stitch for the band. So I worked in the 3rd loop all the way around. I worked in rows while I did the increasing, and then spiraled everything else down. I didn't do chain ups and stuff. I just did a spiral stitch all the way down. So that was a very mindless project I worked on while I was sick. It was really nice to work on it and just have something that was constantly on the go. So the 3rd video I plan on trying to get filmed today is actually my review of Bloom, where I show the difference between the knitted and crocheted. So I still had a little bit left over. So I decided to make some little fingerless gloves, basic fingerless gloves. I mean, there's nothing particularly fancy about them. They don't actually match because I was down to my last 2 bloom stripes. So I didn't want to waste any yarn there. But yeah, there we go. And that's all I did this week. And that was a lot. I mean, it really was a lot. there's one more thing I did want to point out. I did start a little pair of socks. I have 2 of these. They're my little toes. This time around, I played with a rounded toe. So once again, that's a technique, not a pattern. I don't have anything for that. But yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit crazy around here. I worked on my, I think it's Normalina shawl. I finished the first 3 sections of that, so my next section is a lace section. And I think it's only 6 sections. So that means I have, no, it ends on lace. Yeah, I've got a lace, a garter, and a lace section left on that. So yeah, that's what I got left. I've been working on, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing updates of the cowl I'm working on, or wrap scarf that I'm working on, out of my purple and pink hand-dyed yarn. I'm doing another test knit pattern for Karen over at KB Fibers for her knit preemie blanket book. And she actually just sent me another pattern, so I'll tested 3 of the patterns for that one. There's something else I have started up there, and I can't remember what it is. I have my cowl, my shawl. I cast on my socks, so that's my 3 worsted weight projects. Oh, there's a cowl using ice cream yarn that I keep meaning to start. I haven't actually started it. That's why I couldn't remember what it was. So, I mean, I've been staying really busy, just kind of trying to chill out and not do a whole lot. It's really, really hard though, because I really want to get things cleaned and I really want to go out. We've got some friends that keep asking us out for dinner, and I just don't want to spread this. It's so miserable and so gross. Like, the last thing I want to do is spread it. And randomly, because of just how everything's draining, I'll start coughing because I've got stuff stuck in my throat. And then it'll irritate my throat. So I start doing that dry tickle cough. And it's gross. I mean, at the grocery store, I'm like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch. Don't come close. Don't come close. And it's like, don't touch anything you're not going to buy. Just personal space bubble. Personal space bubble. But I really do feel a lot better today. It's worse first thing in the morning when I wake up. I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep. For some reason, I just cannot sleep. I've been pounding chamomile tea and sleepy time tea and stuff like that at night. I'm still just not able to turn off enough to get good sleep. So I'm getting like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, laying in bed for like 6 to 8 hours, depending. It's just not been much fun for me. I mean, I woke Troy up at 3 a.m. sneezing, and I sneezed like 26 times in a row. I mean, I felt really bad. I can't think if there's anything else that's on my to-do list. I need to work on the Mountain Meadow wool project. I need to work on my last later collection box. Because Mountain Meadow wool will actually be here in the middle of February. So I need to make my final decision of what I'm going to do with that yarn and get that done before box 2 gets here. I'm still working on the cookbooks for me and my mom. I feel like there should be like some other kind of like major update here, but really, it's been very quiet, pretty peaceful. Somebody did demolish my mailbox. Not sure how that happened. It looks like, because there's mud on the top, it looks like somebody stepped down on it and slid and like ripped my box sideways. So I'm not sure how that would happen, but it's not damaged like somebody hit it with a bat or something. On the arch part of it, there's like a bend where the whole box just kind of shifted that way from the door, but that's it. Like, there's no damage to the actual box. It's just my door was twisted this way. So it's really, really weird. We're not sure what happened with that. Yeah, so that pretty much, I guess, is it. I'm not going to waste too much of your time for this video, which is pretty good. Once again, as always, you know, I try to remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to get in touch with me, you can message me on Instagram. You can send me an email. I try to respond to most things in a reasonable amount of time. I did receive a pattern from one of you guys, and I was so rude. I totally forgot to thank you for it. But I did get it, and thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. If there's anything that you can think of that you know, you want me to do a review on, if there's something you've seen in passing that you have a question about, you know, always feel free to ask my opinion on things. I am more than happy to give them to you. Otherwise, sorry, everything's shifting around me. There's a lot of stuff in the floor down here. So I suppose I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I love you, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye. Oh my God, you guys. So I was upstairs. It's like 9 o'clock at night now on Thursday. I've taken all my jewelry off. My makeup's all worn off. Sorry. Real life, y'all. Real life. So I was editing all my stuff and making sure I didn't like misspeak egregiously or something like that, and realized the reason why I couldn't remember what it was I wanted to continue saying at the end of that video, or this video, is because I didn't bring the stuff down. So like there was no trigger down here to remind me that that's what I wanted to say. So I did have an acquisition this week, you guys. Technically, I bought this like 3 months ago. It was just delivered on Tuesday. Even if you are not a Harry Potter fan, I'm going to be honest, this book is just stunning. I mean, it's a beautifully done book. It's got some incredibly sweet little tidbits in it. And the patterns in here are a nice combination of like whimsical, childish pieces, but also very clean, sophisticated, not necessarily fandom-y things. I mean, how pretty would that actually be done in like a pink silk bamboo or bamboo silk blend? The write-ups and stuff in this are just gorgeous. I mean, you have like these little things about, you know, like the time turners and stuff. One of the tidbits is when the costume designer was doing the Weasley sweaters, they went and went to old wool warehouses and got like old school spun wool. There are so many things that are clearly inspired by a moment or a character without being in your face about the fact that it's Harry Potter. And then there are other things that are just, you know, obviously Harry Potter themed. So I got mine on Amazon. I know Barnes & Noble has had theirs out for a couple of days now. But as far as just a high quality, beautiful book, I am incredibly excited about this. The other thing I wanted to tack on here is the Granny Challenge, the Season of the Granny. And I will add that to the title here, so like y'all know that that's in this video somewhere. So I got tagged by Terry over at Yarn Joy. And I have 5 people that I'm going to tag as well, instead of me ruining what little bit of my voice I have left, because clearly y'all can tell, like, it's the end of the day. There's not a whole lot of it left. But instead of running through the whole thing all over again, I am going to tag down below Krista's video, and I believe Creative Grandma also has her video up. I'm going to put those down there, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, y'all can go to the original source and see what it's all about. But the 5 people that I'm tagging, I am going off my normal script of people here for a couple. So I am tagging Jackie over at Hookin' and Good Company, because I'm sorry, like this, I'll watch just about anything. Like, she could be reading the phone book. That's the word I'm looking for. The phone book. And her commentary would just have me cracking up the whole time. So I want to see what Jackie comes up with. The next one I'm going to tag is Bridget from Bridget Queen's Crochet and Knit. Tracy from Creatively Tracy. Karen at KB Fibers, and Carla from Crochet CJ. So two normal people on my channel here. But we're going with 3 people I have not tagged for anything on here. Excuse me, you guys. Got a little too excited, and that cough is starting to come out more. I am so mad. Like, there's another couple here in Charlotte that we've gotten to know, and we've really enjoyed their company and going out to dinner with them and stuff. And the last time we went out, they weren't free. She was teaching and he was in Asheville. Last week they wanted to go out for dinner, and that's when this all started. And then they're like, is she feeling any better? And it's like, no, I'm not. And if there's any chance this is contagious, the last thing I want to do is spread this to anybody else at this point. Because this is like the most frustrating cold on earth. Anyway, so I'm going to go back upstairs, smush this onto the end of my show and tell video here. Hope that these 4 or 5 people haven't been tagged by somebody else by the time this video goes live Saturday morning. I am in the process of uploading Yarn Bingo right now. So, fingers crossed, you guys. We only have to go like 48 hours. Anyway, you guys take care. I will see you guys real soon. I still love you guys. Take care.